Alright, so I'm coming back to my roots for a different type of video idea here for DOKKAN. So obviously, you know, everyone covers all these units, what they do and whatnot. So I decided to be different and hopefully stand out a little more. I'm going to rank these 4 EZAs, these 4 new ones that are coming out. Obviously, this is all on paper because, for one, I don't play JP, and for two, we don't have any, at least I haven't seen any footage of them in game yet, so I am ranking them off of how they look on paper. So again, I think I might start doing this if we get a bunch of batches of EZAs. Maybe for when Global gets the second batch of EZAs for the Goku and Kid Buu celebration, or you know, maybe if we get however many more EZAs are coming for the 7th year, I might start doing this. So I'm gonna do these 4 right now, and to start out at number 4 is God Vegeta. I feel so bad. This man just gets shafted left and right in Dokkan, especially when compared. Most of the time, Goku characters are better than the counterpart Vegeta characters. Most of the time, I think there are a couple exceptions, like the Saiyan Saga Physical Extreme Vegeta. I think he's better than the Kaioken. Obviously, they're essentially the same, but like you can use the Saiyan Saga Vegeta for like the what is it? Is it Space Traveling Warriors? Is that the mission? Whatever. There's missions that you can use for him, like the harder GT Legendary Goku event, the Vegeta Legendary Goku event. Obviously, there is some for the normal Goku event, but you know, the harder stages are obviously the Vegeta and then the Super Saiyan 4 Goku now. So, but Vegeta just got, you know, in my opinion, and a lot of people I've seen him say this, he's just not as good as Goku. And you know, I think these are good. Like, these leader skills here are good. You know, 130, I believe Goku's the same, and then I think we'll get to Omega Shinron and Gogeta later, but I don't think they're 130 for their secondary typing. I think they're only 100. But you know, this is good for Battlefield, or was it Ultimate Clash or whatever it's called on JP or Global, excuse me. He greatly stacks attack only. But it's not enough, especially, you know, it's key 3 and 150 right off the bat is not good, or not bad, I should say. It's not bad at all, but high chance to guard. That's a 50% chance to guard. Plus an additional 77% attack and defense for 3 turns after receiving attack. So, you know, again, he can get a little more defense, but you know, guarding would help, but they just don't want to give guaranteed guard to some of these units. I'm pretty sure they saw Tech Ultimate Gohan and said, you know, you can't give guaranteed guard anymore, because 16 got shafted. I think there was another EZA, I believe, that had guard that got shafted too. This is like the 3rd unit that's got shafted with high chance to guard. There's a medium chance of launching an additional super. Great chance, so this is 70% chance to stun the enemy for 1 turn. So that's good for like Pierce and Extreme Super Battle Road. 70% chance to stun. That's pretty good. But you know, for long events you can't stun. You know, for some of Battlefield you can't stun. So I mean, it's really, I mean, obviously Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, they're probably the hardest events in the game. But you know, the new Ultimate Red Zone, I believe you can only stun the first phase. So, you know, when you get up to these higher tier bosses, stunning doesn't work. So, yes, that's good for Super Battle Road, but outside of Super Battle Road, it's just not that good. And then there's got to be a movie boss or Pierce Saiyan, but, you know, with Pierce Saiyan, there's that's what, like 70% of the game? Maybe? Obviously, it's enemies, so, you know, that's Pierce Saiyan added on that's pretty good, but it's just, you know, you're not gonna see this a lot, and then you can't do it in a you know, some tough events. So you basically cuts that out. Again, medium chance, 30% chance to launch an additional super, which, I mean, yeah, you can hit hard, but what, you're not gonna. What if you don't get guard? I mean, additional 77 stacked down. I believe it's multiplied. Yeah, 342% attack. But if you can't, it's receiving an attack. So, you know, if you're in a situation where you have to put him in slot 1 and there's like 6 attacks, like well, I mean, you wouldn't put him in slot 1 against Evolution Blue Vegeta, because again, if you're not guarding, and then, you know, that first attack is going to hit like a truck if you're going up against like Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta or something like that. So again, you against a super tough enemy, you basically, you know, you want this to activate, but then, or you want the guard to activate, but then, you know, the first attack, you're basically helpless if it's 3 turns and, you know, you don't have that part of his passive activate. So, I mean, you know, there's going to be some consequences for that, you know, 77% receiving an attack, but, you know, you don't always want to run them in slot 1. In Super Battle Road, you probably just want to run them in slot 2, honestly. Again, you just hope for the guard. But, you know, I don't know. I don't think he got the treatment he deserved. If this was guaranteed guard, he'd probably, well, I mean, we'll get to number 1, but he'd probably be up there, at least the top 2. Number 3. Now, I have to preface this by saying, this is the part of the passive that I just don't get at all. And again, we'll see what happens. But they didn't super buff him. Was he 150 before? No, he was 120 attack. So he gets 120 attack, or 150 attacking defense. So that 150 defense is added on. So that's good. Extreme class enemies attack and defense minus 20%. So if you're going up against super class, you can't get this to activate. High chance, 50% chance of being effective against all types. I mean, I think every single Gogeta besides this one is guaranteed to be type effective, I believe. So I don't know why you give this. Well, maybe it's the new LR. Maybe he might only be 50% too. I guess I haven't. I have to go back and check that. So maybe not every, but I mean 99% of Gogetas have this guaranteed. So you know, you might not get that to activate. An additional 25% attack and defense for 5 turns with each attack performed up to 50%. So I guess you have 5 turns and then it goes away. I see, this is the part of the passive where it's like I want to see this in action. I want to see how this is used. Because if it's just the first 5 turns, so if you do 1 attack and then turn 6 it goes away, that's not, I mean, that's good for short events like Super Battle Road, but that's not good for long events at all. And you know, the longer the event, the more defense you need towards the end. So if this goes away, if you get that additional 25% attack and defense turn 1 and then it goes away turn 6, I don't know. Like, you can obviously stack it twice because it's 50%. So if you get super attack. So if you get a double super turn 1, you're up to 50% attack, which again, attack and defense, which again, good for short events. But you know, if this is only, you know, you activate it and then 5 turns later it's gone for the rest of the events, you know, that's just not super good. But again, this will be really powerful for like Super Battle Road and whatnot. Even Battlefield, because the Battlefield's only typically like 4 turns for the hardest events, 4 or 5 turns, and that's it for the hardest ones. I mean, typically you shoot out or you kill the bosses, some of them in like a turn or 2, but the harder ones can take a couple turns. And then they will never do this again. Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is so lucky because this is never happening again. They proved that by not doing it for the LR. A great chance, a 70% chance to counter super attacks. Every other Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in the game is 50. They will never do this again. They realized this was a mistake. A 70% chance to counter a super attack. They realized how much of a mistake that was. And this is also why they didn't go super hard on his EZAs, because you're basically guaranteed. It's a UI Goku effect. It's same as UI Goku. It's just a 70% chance. It's just insanely good. They didn't buff his. I mean, it's so stupid. This is the greatly lower defense in a game where that basically doesn't matter unless it's you getting hit. Oh, it is? Okay, so Omega Shinron and Gogeta both are 100, while Goku and Vegeta are 130, which, again, I mean, it's still 100 still good for, like, Battlefield as a sub but 130 is definitely really good. But I have Gogeta here at 3. Again, it's just, they didn't, I mean, this is all they buffed on his super attack, which again, I mean, you're already greatly raising attack and defense. So, but, you know, I'm curious about this. We'll see what happens in the future. Number 2, I have Omega Shinron. Obviously, you should know who number 1 is, but Omega Shinron is, I would say a better cooler, a better Extreme Fizz cooler. I think I would say that. This man raises defense for 1 turn, which is what, 30%? Yeah, 30% for 1 turn. He did not have that before, so you know that's good to have. If you can get a couple supers here, you can get up to 3 supers because he does have a medium chance. So you know, the medium chance here and then the hidden potential, you can technically stack that 3 times. But what makes this man amazing is he has the cooler effect where it's attack and defense plus 10% with each attack performed. Each attack, not super attack, each attack performed up to 70%. So this is basically, I believe it multiplies in, right? They don't. Okay, they. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't multiply. I should have put up cooler to see if they have it. But I believe there's like a multiplying thing or whatever for this, the 10% up to 70. Obviously it maxed out at 70. But you know, if you've ever played with the EZA cooler and you build him up a little bit, he can tank, he can hit hard. I mean, that man is just a beast. So I think, you know, cooler, I don't believe he stacks defense. I could be wrong, but I think he doesn't stack defense. So that's, you know, 1 up over him. All enemies minus attack and defense at 20%. So that's good for, you know, Super Battle Road and whatnot. Short-term events, it's real good for. And then he gets 150 right off the bat. What did he have before? 120 attack. So they basically have an additional 150 defense to both Gogeta and Omega Shinron here. So, but this unit, again, he doesn't have a lot, just like Gogeta. There's not a lot here, but there's no, you know, confusing part of his passive where it's like I have to see, like, does this stack or does this go away after 6 turns or 5 turns? This is just, you know, you build him up and he just does not get hit. He has big bad bosses, so if you have him big bad bosses level 10, a free 25% attack and defense there too. GT, I mean, that GT is going to be good, especially on a Shadow Dragons team. Fierce Battle, obviously, yeah, Shadow Dragons will not be good. Brutal, I think Brutal Beatdown could be good on, like, Inhuman Deeds. Battle of Fate, is that I think that's the Kid Buu in Goku. I have not checked the Battle of Fate one. GT Bosses is such a dead team. Full power, I hope sooner rather than later the Super Saiyan 4 full power Goku gets his EZA, because, you know, I want to see full power relevant again. Because if he does, they'd have what? I think they have Shocking Speed together, GT, Fierce Battle together. No, they wouldn't have Fear and Faith. But, you know, these 3 links right here, I believe is what Omega shares with the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So, you know, you get full power, a good team again, and I mean, this guy could be good in a couple of teams here. Obviously, Shadow Dragons is going to be a specialty, but yeah, I think it's just a very good unit. I only have him above Gogeta by just that much, just because, I mean, Gogeta's good, don't get me wrong, he's good, but I'm confused, and I just don't know how this part of his passive is going to work, so we'll see. But number 1 here, I mean, They just blew this man out of the water. Obviously, he was already good. He was already runnable before his EZA. Now, he did not stack defense, right? Yeah, he did not stack defense, or not stacking, but he raised his defense for 1 turn. He doesn't stack it. So obviously, still has that steals, super attack, which again is good for short events and whatnot. The ceiling, but you know, you get that off. That's very helpful. Right off the bat, 3 key and 150. Randomly changes key sphere type to rainbow. Obviously, I already did that. Big help for units around him and whatnot. Big help for him now, too, because now he gets 7% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. In addition to, you know, the 150, he's also getting an additional 77% attack and defense with 2 or more rainbow key spheres. And then, obviously, the damage reduction got buffed big time. Movie bosses or pure Saiyans. Again, Pure Saiyans is like 60 or 70% of the game. Enemies. There's so many events where you can, you're going up against Pure Saiyan, and Goku's just gonna have 77% damage reduction. Like, what? they did not think with this unit. This, of the 4 right now, this unit is just looking like an insane unit. Is he a top 10 TUR? I don't know. Maybe. I'd have to think into that. But this Goku is just good. Again, a little bit of a nuking passive there. 77% attacking defense with 2 or more rainbow key spheres. Not hard when you're changing key spheres. This man is just, I mean, they saw this and they're like, okay, well, we gotta back out on Vegeta. We can't give him guard because, guard is not equal. 77% damage reduction. Yeah, can't give him a guaranteed guard when Goku gets 77. Again, 60% of the game. It's just so stupid. If they would have had, like this tacked on to Vegeta's passive, or I don't know, how would you, I don't even know. See, they really messed up Vegeta. I just feel like he's just, I mean, he'll be good, but you might just have to give him, greatly stack attack and defense. It's how you might have just had to balance him out, because again, you're not going to get this off in a ton of events. Medium chance, which is only a 30% chance right there. So you could potentially go without this whole part of his passive for most events. Like, I mean, that leaves this, which again, it's going to be interesting. We'll see how it does. Obviously, there are units like Super Vegeta that has this. But, essentially only getting this. Possibly not even getting this, and then you're getting this for free, 3 key and 150. Goku, does he get that? Yeah, he gets that too. they just. I mean, who would complain if Vegeta was on the same level as Goku? Like, you're gonna always have this active. You're gonna always have this part of his passive active. 80% of the time you're gonna get this passive active, maybe even close to 90, and then again, 60-70% of the time you're gonna have this active too. So I mean, it's just it's a bunch of chances versus just, okay, if I go into this event, is there a Pure Saiyan in this event? Oh, there is. Okay, we're gonna bring Goku and just set him in slot 1, and he's gonna tank everything in slot 1. Versus Vegeta, it's like, oh, okay, high chance of dodge. Oh, okay. Greatly stack and attack. Oh, okay. It's good if you want to hit him hard, but you can't defend too well. Obviously, I mean, he'll defend decently well. Again, they have his right there. But you're not gonna get a lot of his passive off. I mean, what, less than 50% of the time? Like, they just. I don't get why they screwed up Vegeta so hard. And again, on paper, he's not a terrible unit. He's not the worst EZA ever, but just comparing him to his counterpart and God Goku, he's nowhere near. he's just nowhere near him at all. Like, that's just so sad that they shafted Vegeta so much. But I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. Again, I might do these more often. If we get a bunch of EZAs, I'm just gonna, in my opinion, say I think this unit's better than this unit, and we're gonna rank these 4, these 5, or if there's 2, maybe I'll just do ranking the 2, which one do I like better or whatnot. But obviously, if there's only 1 unit, I'm not gonna just rank that 1 unit. Unless we wait for like the whole celebration and then we rank them compared to the whole celebration. I guess I could do that too. So, but if you want more of these videos, just more of these ranking videos, again, this is all my opinion. If you have a different opinion, you can post that down below. But I'm going to get out of here. Like the video, share the video around, don't forget to subscribe, and I'm out of here. Peace.